the music.
Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto Channel. We are live. It is Thursday, rainy and gloomy, y'all. It has been raining here in Mississippi for literally like 3 weeks straight, every single day. It is so humid and rainy and nasty, and it has really got me kind of in a bit of a funk about it, if I'm being perfectly honest. What's up with my camera? The dogs have been in here. Dogs have been in here, y'all. We just got to deal with it. It is what it is. I feel like I'm off-centered. It's throwing me off. I don't like that. And I got to harvest my potatoes. My russet potatoes are ready, and I'm worried about them because it's been raining too much, and I can't harvest them. I need a couple good days to dry out before I can harvest them. So I'm really kind of in a funk. I just can't seem to get it together. I mean, we just need a couple days of sunshine. Gosh, dog. How is everyone? Bitcoin getting a big old dumpola party in the night. A little bit of a bounce here so far. We're going to dive in, see what we think, see what's going to happen. Let's see who is here. By the way, there's a poll in chat. With Bitcoin kind of winding down, you might get some good prices on altcoins. I don't know. Altcoins could still go down 50, 60, 70, 80%. If Bitcoin does find its way down to 50K or sub 50K, you're going to get some altcoins that do 70, 80% from current price action. But if Bitcoin could just find a low somewhere near the 60K low or mid 60s and doesn't really tank, who knows? You don't really know yet. It's too soon to tell. Let's see who's here, y'all. Max, Mighty Max, Jacked Max. Max is jacked. Joe West Coast says, yo, Thanos, sup crew? Thanos, my main man, Johnny number 5. Sup, Johnny? Johnny laying the tutelage down in the Pro Discord channel this morning. I saw that, bro. I saw you. We're going to kind of talk about that a little bit. I want to talk about... No, that was Max. I'm sorry. My bad. That was Max. Max laying the tutelage down this morning in the Pro Discord. We're going to talk about that. I want to go over that. That's a good example. I want to go over that and my opinion on that. And I don't want to call out the person that posted this in the Pro channel, but I want to show my opinion. And I could be wrong, and Max could be wrong. Max is on the same opinion as me, as is Johnny. I saw. We're going to talk about that. Jack, what's up? Altcoins. Eons, good morning. Salt Chain, good morning. Salt Chain, our resident mod, got the shield. I think that's a shield. I can never tell. I liked it better when it was a wrench. Wish I could figure out how to get the wrench back for you. I see your altcoins. That goes with the poll in chat. We're going to come back to those. Maybe kind of take a look at a couple of those, but I'm genuinely curious. So if your answer to the poll is other, please comment it. I mean, I don't have to call you out. We don't have to go into deep dive detail. And I'm just curious, you might put me on something I haven't looked at yet and may be worthy of taking a look at. Jack, I see XLM in there. Somebody else sent me XLM this morning, and XLM was getting a Babylon signal. Matter of fact, I got it pulled up here. Look at XLM. Look at XLM. Everything's down. Look, WorldCoin's down 14%, Fetch is down 9%, and freaking XLM is up 31%. Like, what in the world? Bitcoin's dumping. How is this altcoin pumping? There must be news. Anybody looked up? Is there news? But anyway, they brought it to my attention that we got the let me turn the EMAs off. We get the Alexander buy signal on today. So, guys, if y'all are ignoring these Alexander signals, I don't even know what to tell you. I really don't even know what to tell you. Like, I think some of you just don't like making money. I'm not saying you're always going to get 30-40% pumps, but you get good pumps. Look at this. Alexander buy signal. Boom. 7% pump. Easy money, guys. Alexander buy signal. Boom. 16% pump. And then it tells you when to get out. You get the sell signal and you rebuy lower. Look at that. You sell. Boom. Saved you 15% to the downside. Sell signal here. Get out. Saved you 7% to the downside. And that's in this like sideways trendy market. I mean, when you're really moving and you're not in a boring sideways bear market, you can get some really big moves. Look at XLM. There must be some news with XLM. Well, let's see. Let's see if we can figure it out. XLM crypto news. This got to be news. DTCC taps stellar for Wall Street tokenization push. All right. Depository Trust Clearing Corp and Clearing Corporation. There's talk. It doesn't look like it's done yet. Let's see. This is a pump and dump, guys. If you bought this morning, I don't know where it's going to dump, but this sucker is going to dump hard. It's going to dump a complete reversal in one day, most likely. It looks like that there's just talk of adding it to Wall Street. Apparently, there's a blockchain push to add some altcoins. Probably adding it to ETFs and things like that, like they did Ethereum and some others. So they're talking about doing. There's talk. It looks like there's just talk of it. So definitely a news-driven pump. When the market's dumping, now if Bitcoin's down 1% and your altcoin's up 1 or 2%, that may be nothing. That could just be normal market flow because Bitcoin's not really dumping, it's just down. But when Bitcoin is doing these big dumpolas like this, and your coin's up 30%, your coin's coming back. Bitcoin and the rest of the market will not rise to meet XLM. I can assure you, XLM will not pull the crypto market up. The crypto market will pull XLM back down to level ground once this little pump and dump is over. So, but good job. But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. The point is, you should watch your Alexander signals. It's a very powerful signal, guys. Very powerful indicator. And you can only get it here in the Anthony Elite Crypto Crew. Salt Chain like the wrench. Anyway, good call on that, Jack. Good call on that. U.S. market's not open. We're looking for a trade today, guys. Speaking of trades, I hope you guys took, I know all except one. Only one person in the pro group did not acknowledge whether or not they took the trade, so I don't think they did. And this person is, as far as I know, I've never known this person to ever take a swing trade. They're always a scalper, so I doubt they took it. And if they did take it, they're probably out a long time ago. But let's see. Is this it? Yeah, here we go. Oops. There we go. Up $3,400 on the trade. I gave you guys this. I gave it to you when I took it. Matter of fact, not only could you have taken it with me, which you should never take the trades of a guy on the internet, but if you did take it with me when I gave it to you in Discord, I then went live and showed this trade live. You saw it ticking live. I think we were up like $600 when we went live. And then we pumped. We pumped to where I was back I was down like $500. So you could have gotten a better entry, but I wasn't worried. I didn't close it. And then we turned around and came away, and we're up $3,500 right now. So I have not taken profit on this yet. Not. We're going to pull that up. I might pull up that live trade, but I have my other KCEX account up right now, in which I'm not in a trade because I am looking for a trade at market open this morning. And as you know, on any exchange or any account, anyway, you can't take 2 long trades or 2 short trades at the same time. So I have this other account pulled up because I'd like to get another trade. We're currently holding this barely, though, this dang green box. I did not take this trade. First of all, it happened in the night, and I kind of missed it. I woke up and we were at the bottom of it, and I got up and kind of came and watched it for a little bit, and we just knifed right through it. Here's the thing, guys. Everybody and their mother, I mean, everybody was looking at this level, the 73.7, 73.8, 73.9 level. I mean, you can see it's clear acceptance. I even have it marked as the key. It's clear acceptance back into the lower range. You can see here 1,000 times where it was support or resistance, right? Boom, boom, boom. Support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance. Everybody was looking at this level. So And I was too. But what that means a lot of times is you have people they'll limit order ahead of time. They will go ahead and set their long trade orders right there, the buy orders right there. And the bears, if the bears are strong enough, if they have enough juice, they can trap those long traders and just rip right through them. I mean, bulldoze right through them. So almost instantly, there was no checkup here, guys. There was no checkup. I mean, you came to it. Look, it's the orange line. You came through it. You didn't even think about it. I mean, they didn't even think about it. It's just straight down through it. No bounce, no nothing. And that's what happened, guys. If you go back and look at order flow, everybody had their longs and their buy orders here. The push was too strong, and those people immediately got underwater. And as they pushed a little further, boom, liquidated stop loss, liquidated stop loss, liquidated stop loss, all the way down. So that is part of the problem. So I always tell you guys to never auto trade. I mean, you know, I'm guilty of setting some limit orders myself, but you want to watch. Number one, you want to watch for your divergences there, right? But you also want to watch for the reaction, because you could have this, right? You got the divergence, so you want this, right? And your indicator could look like this. So you got the divergence, but this is no good if you don't get the reaction, right? Because what happens is this price could continue down, and this could get mitigated here, and instead of being a divergence, the momentum wave winds up coming down, and then you don't have a divergence, okay? So you have to get this reaction in order to curve off this momentum wave and hopefully get a confirmed divergence, okay? So you always want to watch the reaction, okay? Never take a trade, in my opinion. Don't listen to me, no financial advice, without a reaction. And again, I'm guilty. I do it. I still do it sometimes. But you shouldn't. And take a sip of my super sugary ultra processed monster. It's one of those days, guys. I got to build a desk. I'm building me a new desk. I started building these farmhouse things. Farmhouse bench, farmhouse stools, farmhouse. And Catherine Jane liked the style so much that she asked me to build her a new desk, which I did the other day. It's very simple. I think I may have a picture here. Very simple, very plain. I know it's not fancy. I know. Copy desktop, and then we're gonna dive in. Paste. Look at that. Very simple, very plain. I don't know how to zoom in. I distressed it. So this is brand new wood. I distressed it. I hit it with a sander. I put these indentions in the edges. I hit it with chains. I beat the hell out of this with chains. I stabbed it with screws and nails. I hammered some nails in right here to give it a look. So it looks used and worn and old, but it's brand new. And then I stained it, of course. So yeah. Anyway, look at that. Look at that picture of us up there. So sweet. And when we first started dating back in the day, she called me Tarzan. I used to have long hair like down to here. And she called me Tarzan. So I got her this Tarzan and Jane thing back in the day. Aren't I sweet? How do I get out of this? There. Anyway, so I'm building myself one now too. Bitcoin moving down. Altcoins moving down except for XLM. Fetch was way down. I don't like that it's bouncing. I'm like, hurry and get down there to my level. Just stop bouncing. Guys, I'm not seeing those altcoins coming into chat. Let me know what alts you're interested in. We're going to leave the chat open for a little while longer. Got the market open in a few more minutes. Let's see. Trading on KCEX today, KCEXtrading.com. I pinned a comment in chat, KCEXtrading.com, affiliate link below, or KCEXtrading.com. Lowest fees in the game, 0% spot fees, no spot fees, no deposit, no withdrawal fees, only 0.1% market order fees. You can't beat it. You won't beat it. Also trading on MEXC. I think I told you guys yesterday, I got my MEXC stuff squared away. They jacked up my rates, but I got it back to 0.01% for us. So Same thing as KCEX, guys. MEXC trading.us. Type that in your browser. Get yourself a free account and free money, free bonus money when you sign up. Bitter corn pushing down, guys. All right, so let's talk about this. Usually, we look at the market sessions prior to the U.S. market open. We got Asia and UK, and we look to see if we can figure out what's going to happen based upon their actions. So we had Asia trended down clearly. UK reversed, okay? And so it's not a trend. We don't have the Asia and UK trending down or trending up. It's a trend down, then kind of a reversal sideways, kind of a baby pump sideways. So what does that mean? Number one, it doesn't give us a clear direction as far as what the U.S. will do. Okay, we don't really know. UK extremely useless as usual. They did not take out the Asia low or the Asia high, just completely useless. However, when you see this, and it doesn't all, nothing's 100%, but they reverse. This is very common. They reverse to 50% Asia. Okay, I drew the fib from the Asia high to the Asia low, and they reverse to the 0.5 fib exactly to the dang dollar. Okay, and when you see that, usually you get continuation of the trend, which in this case will be down throughout the U.S. session. Okay, usually, not always. So I would expect, no matter what happens here at the open, we're not open yet. You see a little move down. We are not open. The U.S. could still open and do this, grab the UK high, and then boom, move it on down. I mean, they can come up here if they want to. I don't know what they're going to do, but the usual, they don't even have to come up at all and then go down. They can just go straight down. The usual trend, since you tapped 50% Asia in the UK session, would be continuation of the trend down. So that is what I would expect. Whether we get a move up first or not, I would expect continuation down today. I want to bring up something, and I'm not going to call the person out. Maybe I will. Not on purpose. If I do, it's not on purpose. I don't think they're on the stream anyway. I'm going to bring up a post that was in the Pro Traders group this morning, and I want to say why I disagree with it, and I'm not saying I'm right. I could be wrong. This person could be right. But it's a learning experience, if I am right. It's a learning experience. And two other pros in there agree, and I'm not bragging or calling this person out. I don't really want to call anybody out. I have the post saved, the picture. Let's see where it is. Gosh, I saved so much this morning. I think this was in downloads. Okay, so here's what they posted. Can y'all see that? I hope y'all can see that. So we hear they look for a pump back up they drew a fib from I'm guessing the top to maybe current price action, or maybe down here where they project it going to about 72K, and then pump up to the golden pocket about 78K, which is right here with all of this noise right here, right? All this volume. And then continuing down. Okay, you see that? So pump up from here to 78K and then down. And we certainly could do that. Okay, that is certain. Bitcoin do what Bitcoin want to do. Okay, I'm going to tell you why I think this is very unlikely. Okay, both the pump up to 78K and, if so, the continuation down. Okay, and Max nailed it. Max, I'll show you. Whatever. Max nailed it. Max said, I said I'd say this is extremely unlikely, but I could be wrong. Max said, I agree with AL, possible, but beyond extremely likely. To do that require, and here's what I'm going to show you. And Johnny agreed, said could not agree more. All right, so to do that, I want to clear this chart off completely. Don't worry, I got alarm set. We're going to come back. I'm going to clear this off completely. And let's look at this from a very simplistic standpoint. Okay, so we're here. They're talking about coming back up to 78.1. Okay, 78.1. I'm going to mark that out. Right about, oops. And I just want you guys to kind of learn something. And if I'm wrong, I will eat crow and say that I'm wrong. Although, anything can happen. So they're talking about coming back up to there. Okay, a little move down, coming back up to there, and then kind of moving on down, right? This is what their drawing called for, right? And here's why I don't think, okay? So you have this range here, and I like the range. So when you came down here, you came down, you bounced, you had your little highs here. We talked about these series of highs before, that if we broke above them, we could look for a move up. If we broke back down them, we could look for the range below, right? So this is kind of your range. We do have a volume profile, but this is kind of your range. We'll be right there. So I'm going to draw the volume profile on that range, right where that range starts and stops. So right there, boom. So that is our range. To me, that is our range, okay? And anything above that starts a new range, okay? I don't think I had that drawn right. Let me see. The dogs are going crazy in there. There must be somebody here. Sorry, guys. All right. So that's our range. To me, that's our range, okay? I stopped it when we left above these highs, okay? So that's our lower range, right? The range, not the volume profile, okay? Not the value area range, but that is our range. This is our high, clear resistance here, support, resistance. You can see it. So I'm marking our volume profile, everything below there, okay? And everything above that is going to be another range, right? So we would start that there. Gosh, dog. My mouse is not wanting to work today. Everything above that would be the other range, okay? So in order to come back in here, we would have to leave our current range, which we've been accepted back into. Let me mark it out so you can see. We've been accepted back into this range, and I could be wrong, okay? But to be accepted back into the range, the law of the volume profile says you can expect a rotation to at least the point of control, if not a full fill of the value area range all the way to the bottom, right? That's what the law says. Now, the law doesn't always have to work out, but that's what we look for. Okay, so we are back in this range now, so we would expect to move at least all the way back down here, okay? If we come back out to this area here, that would be a failed auction, okay? That would be a false breakdown, kind of like a SFP. You just swing failure pattern the range instead of a particular line or a particular wick or a particular fib or whatever. You swing failure the whole range, okay? It'd be a failed auction. So to come back up here would be acceptance back into the higher range, okay? To me, that suggests higher prices, okay? You very rarely get failed auctions like you either in the range or you're not. You very rarely get something like this where you come down and back into it. Oh, we failed it. Oh, let's. You very rarely get that with a range. It's the law of the volume profile. You're going to get one or the other. You're either going to acceptance in the range. You're going to move down here, find some support. You could move up, or you can move all the way down here. You very rarely get chop around that. It's just not the way the volume profile works. Point of control acts as a magnet. So if you do get the failed auction, chances are you're going higher. So I'm not saying you can't get the move up to here. I certainly think you can. However, if you do, I think this is unlikely. I think more likely you would possibly get a move back to here, retest, and then go. Okay? Because you would have then said, okay, this when you're in this range, the value area range, that is considered fair value for Bitcoin. Fair value. Okay? So if you come in here and it says, nope, we're going back up, they would say that literally what that is saying is this is undervalued. We're not going to accept an undervalued Bitcoin. Bitcoin is valued higher. Okay, so you're moving up. Just like when we came above it this time, okay, this is fair value, right? You came above the range. They said, nah, this is overvalued. We're not accepting overvalue for Bitcoin. Get back into the fair value. They're considering at this time of the market, this is the fair value of Bitcoin, okay? So It's not that I think it can't come here. It certainly can. I just don't think it comes back down into the range if it does. This would be the rejection from the range back up to higher prices. The fair value of Bitcoin at that point will have been established as higher than this range. Just my opinion. I hope that makes sense. So, yeah, I would not look for this trade. Although it could happen just like you drew up. It certainly could. Just not likely. It's not likely. Most likely, if we close back into this range today, even if you come back and test it, you're going to get a move here. Also, with our Babylon signal, it's on the 2 daily time frame, our Babylon signal, right? Let me turn this on. 5 crossing the 55. Uh-oh. 5 crossing the 55, that's our Babylon signal, right? That 5 crossing the 55 is right here. So to get that drawing, right, he had like this and then up in the here, right? To get this, move back up to here, you would have to come mitigate this drawing, which means Babylon canceled. And this has never, ever, ever happened before, ever. The only times this has ever happened before is when you get this cross in a bull market. You get a cross down. We looked at those yesterday. Those are the ones we looked at yesterday, to where you get that cross, and it gave you the 15 to 20% move down, and then continue the bull market, right? And then every so often you get a pullback, and you get the cross of the 2 EMAs there, and you got that 15 to 20% down, and then bull market. So the only way this could happen to mitigate that would mean the low is in, bear market is over. Not necessarily the bear market's over. It would mean the low is in, and you might just chop in here in the bear market for several more months, but it would mean the low is in and Babylon is canceled. Okay? Or it would mean that's the first time in history that you get that, and then we still go set a new low. It's never happened before. So again, in order for that scenario that he drew up to be possible, because he has this coming to 78.1, and you can see up here in the top table, for the 5 to cross back above the 55, Bitcoin would have to get above 77.8. 78.1 is above 77.8. So if you get back here, these are going to cross back to the upside. Babylon canceled. Okay, and if you get this cross to the upside, just like we can expect at least a 20% move down, you can expect that to the upside. That's how it works. So this play is extremely unlikely, in my opinion. But I will say I am biased to the bear market not being over and the low not being in, so that partly influences my decision. I do think it could get back here. I do think it can mitigate all this. I do think that's possible. What I don't think is possible, again, not to be a broken record, is you get here and then you go here. I don't think that's that is 90+% not possible, or not likely. It's possible. Questions on that, guys? You need to understand that, guys, because if you do pump here, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. A lot of people are going to see golden pocket. Let's take a swing trade, and it might play out, but I'm telling you, it is not likely. You're likely to get wrecked. You might get a little scalpable move down, but then boom, most likely going to get that if this scenario plays out. Let's refresh before I save this and lose all of my cluttered chart. Market is open. Drop to the 5. Getting the push down. Fetch better be coming down. Gosh, come on, Fetch. Push, baby. Push down. Let's see. We got 103,000 here in the old Fetch account. We are up $21,000 in the last 1 month. $21,584 in the last 1 month. This account is up. I transferred 4,000 off the other day. We started at 55,000, so it's up 50. Should be at 107, but I took 4 off. So 107 minus 55, $52,000 up since February 1st on the spot trade account. Ooh, big drop there. Good. Looks good. This is what we're looking for. Learn your trends, guys. I teach you guys this stuff all the time. And listen, US can do what it wants to do, but I think you all understand that when Asia UK trends in a certain direction, that we look for a complete reversal by the US. However, write this one down because I don't know that I've ever shared this. I know I have, actually. When Asia trends down and then the UK reverses to 50% and then rejects, they can reverse to 50% and keep going. That's a different story. But when they reverse 50% and rejects, almost always the US continues down or continues up. If this would have been an Asia move to the upside and the UK pull back 50%, then US would continue up. Okay? So this was an easy call this morning, even though this isn't done and they could rip it back up. This is an easy call. We're headed down. It's not as reliable as Asia UK trending in the same direction. That trade is money. I at least think we come take the Asia low. I do have a shaded green box here, so I am looking for a trade if we come down into here. I would rather see it come all the way down to that daily naked, though. We shall see. See if we have divergences if we do come down. Oh, yeah, we'll have some good. I'm on the 15-minute. We'll have some good 15-minute divergences. Let's see what we get. We need a reaction, though. Uh-oh. Well, I mean, we could just slam right down, guys. It doesn't have to 24-minute. We should have some decent divergences. What I don't like is you don't have the lower time frames. So what you might see, is something like that. You have it on the 15, 24, probably the hourly too, but you don't have it on the 3, 6, or 1. You could see something like this. And a little fake out to the upside, then come back for another low. And you still keep it on the 24 and the 15 and all that, but you create this on the 3, 6, and 1. It doesn't, wherever it comes down to, it may not come all the way to the daily naked, but you get the point. You could see a little fake pump, and then come lower, and everybody's going to be expecting lower, and all they're really doing is creating the divergence they need on the small time frames to move up and out. Or you could see this, which is what I would really like to see. Because we're short already. Babylon short, baby. $72,594. Uh-oh. $72,671. Sorry, I'm marking it out on the KCEX chart too, because I want to mark it over here just so I can watch it and see when I get close. All right, need the reaction, guys. If we come into it, need the reaction. It'd be a textbook U.S. market open, push, then reverse. By the way, I got this bad boy loaded up on 100X. We're either going to hit a home run or we're going to strike out on this one. Feeling froggy today. This is a go away rain trade. Let's see if the fetch 10-day red dot came back. It did not. Remember, we were in that under that 10-day red dot a few days ago. Then we got this pump up somewhere in here, around 20.5 to 21. Somewhere in here, the dot disappeared. So if we can push back down, we might get it. I don't know. I think we might hover around here for a couple days and then continue down. I don't really know. I really don't know. Take a look at the monthly. Here's the monthly projection we put out. By the way, we got, what is today? The 28th. So in tomorrow's 29, 30, 31. So Sunday, we will have the June monthly projections that we put out. I have a note to work on those today, actually. But you can see we called for this on April 30th. I drew all this goodness on here on April 30th. I'll move up to the box. Every one of you thought this was not possible. I don't care. Everybody thought this was not possible. And I said, don't fret. Give it time. We even called for the high in the first week, and it came on the 6th with an 85% probability of that happening. So yeah, we nailed this. Nailed it, guys. Now, this is, I've said this before, and I'm going to get some hate mail on this. If we don't make it down to this box, this is the historical average. Average means sometimes you came to there, sometimes you came to there. This is the middle. That's the average. So this could be one of those months you don't quite get that low, or you might. But it doesn't mean that the prediction was wrong just because you don't make it here. I hope that makes sense. Some people that never makes sense to. This would be the minimum Babylon target that we're looking for. We drew this on there yesterday. This is the minimum based on historical precedents of this cross. This would be the minimal, although historical seasonal precedents would say we get a 50 to 80% move down. But this is just the historical precedents for non-Babylon crosses, the 2 daily time frame. 5 crossing, confirmed cross below the 55. We looked at probably 10 to 12 different examples yesterday of when you got this. 3 of them were bear market crosses to the downside. You got 50 to 80% move down from this cross. And the others were non-bear market crosses, and you got anywhere from 15 to 25% moves down on this confirmed cross. Currently at the confirmed, not from the high, from the cross. So currently from the cross, we've only gotten about a 6% move down. So we would expect a 15 to 20% move, which puts you right down here, anywhere in there, 60 to 65K. Called it, guys. Called it the day of and took the short trade. And we're up. What are we up? I can't remember. $3,400. Took a trade yesterday too, didn't I? I think I gave it in Discord. Took a baby bounce long trade. Took profit on the trade. Got stopped out. It was just a baby bounce long. There it is. Gave it in Discord when I took it. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's make sure we're still keeping the 12 and 15 minute, 24 minute divergences here. It's taking a while to get down here. $15-minute Bjorn volatility just ticked up, and stochastic just flipped up. They might move it up from here. Oh, 1 hour is contradictory. This would be ideal. If they kind of moved it here a little, just a little. So you'd have some good 1 hour divs here too, but if they moved it just a little right now and then went ahead and come back and grab this, you could create this on the 1 minute. You could have it all in one shebang instead of having to get it twice. I would like that. We're waiting on this. Let's look at chat. I see some chats in there. Hawkborn. Hawkborn been working some legs lately. Let's see. Let me go back here. Oh gosh, I just got super dizzy. I'm super dizzy, y'all. Like the room is literally spinning, like out of nowhere. Sorry about that. That was super weird. Like I was just here and then everything just went, and just like everything started spinning. That was super weird. I don't even know what's going on. Let me read this chat. Maybe it'll bring me back down out of the clouds. When you're bulk, do you ever bulk cut? When you're bulking kind of diet, do you fall over that? At what point do you start cutting? I don't really bulk cut anymore. I used to back in my 30s. I'll be 45 in a month, and I don't really do that anymore. But just super simple for me, and it just depends. So much depends. It depends. Depends on your body type. Depends on your age. Depending on your fitness level. Depending on, so much depends. But for me, I typically follow a high protein or moderate. I used to be a high protein, very high protein, and then I had a lot of I had a pretty serious kidney problems about a year ago, and when I had the kidney problems, the doc made me cut my protein in half. He wanted me to cut it in like a third, but we negotiated. We settled on half. So now it's a moderate protein intake, a pretty high fat intake, and fairly lowish carbs. I'm not one of those like fairies that's afraid of carbs. I like carbs. I will eat carbs. I do eat carbs. But I find for me that I'm very sensitive to carbs. And I retain a lot of water. I stay bloated. And it's not even so much that I care about the look of it. It's that I feel sluggish and bloated and bulky and heavy. And I don't like that. I mean, the word is literally carbohydrate. So when you're eating a lot of carbs, for most people, it keeps you full of water. And some people are more sensitive to it than others. And I'm pretty sensitive to it. So just for me, that's why. It's not because I'm one of those fairy bunnies that's afraid of carbs. I just don't like feeling sluggish. Anyway, so if I were, at least back in the day when I would bulk, all I would really do is I keep my protein high, I keep my fat where it was. The only thing I would do is add more carbs in. That's it. Pretty much my fat and protein never change. I would just manipulate if I wanted to gain a little weight or bulk a little bit or gain a little muscle. I would just add more carbs in my diet. And I would have to just suck it up and deal with the extra water weight at the time. But I don't eat bad. I don't eat a lot of processed foods. I mean, every once in a while we'll order pizza or go to Mexican or something like that. But I don't eat a lot of processed foods. So, my diet's pretty clean for the most part. I mean, I eat treats. I hadn't had a donut. I couldn't tell you last time I had a donut. I do like donuts, though. I had some cookies about 2 months ago. I was craving some chocolate chip cookies. I went and got me some super processed Chips Ahoy. Smashed them. It was good. But I don't do that very much. Yeah, here comes that Bjorn 15-minute playing out like we just called for. In case you weren't paying attention. We have Bjorn volatility tick up. It was kind of pointing down up here. It was high like this, but it was pointing down. Then it ticked back up. And stochastic was bottomed out and ticked to the upside. And I said we could get this push up. But I said this could be a good thing. The hourly was still pointing down. Hourly is still pointing down. You got volatility pointed up. Volatility increasing with stochastic headed down. So what I said would be great was if we went ahead and created these 1-minute divs into the Asia low by pushing up now and then coming back and creating this 1-minute div. Let's go to the 1 minute, see if that's looking likely. So now if we come back down, we could have this and have the divergence that we want to see into the Asia low. And we still have the divergence as of now on the 24 minutes. We just looked at the hour. It's still there. 12-minute is still there. So this could be ideal. This is lining up to be a good trade, or it could fall to 60K right now. But I'm more interested in this trade now that we've gotten this little pump up. If we can pull it back one more time, I'm more interested now because we've now created the super low time frame divergences if it comes back. Eon says, not related, but are you going to collab with Casper? I saw you two chatting yesterday on his live. All right. So I wasn't going to say anything to Jason. Billy Casper Bible channel. I wasn't going to say anything. But I was catching a show yesterday. I was building my desk, and I took a break, and I came back in here and ate some lunch. And he was live, and I just hopped on and was watching. And this other dude on there, this other guy that he collabed with one time, who really don't, actually two people, gosh, I hate to talk about people, but I really like, these two other people are some of the most arrogant people I've seen in this space, in my opinion, especially one of them. And it just shocks me that, never mind. I don't know. I deal with a lot of things. I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. I am not knocking folks. But one of the biggest things in this world that I can't stand is arrogance out of people. I can't stand arrogance. And both of these two just strike me as uber arrogant people, especially one of them. Gosh, dog, one of them is so arrogant. Anyway, they both said something about collabing with him, and I know he's at least collabed with one. I think maybe he's collabed with both before, which is cool. It's cool. And so both of them, one of them was like, we should collab again. He's like, yeah, someday we should do that. And the other one was like, we should do a 24-hour collab. That's the super freaking arrogant one. So we should do a 24-hour collab. And Jay was like, yeah, I've thought about doing that. And I was like, all right, I wasn't going to say nothing. But since they said something, I threw it out there and I said, hey, bro, I like collabs too. Smiley face, right? And I said, but we should just do a collab. And we could do some TA, maybe take a trade or two. I said, but mostly we should do a little TA and leave it in the background. And then let's just talk about homesteading and fitness and the Bible and whatever else. I said, let's just open it up to live Q&A and just whatever folks want to talk about. If they want to talk about some charts, we could look at some charts, or, we want to do a little bit of that, or let's just open up to anything. And honestly, like, you guys know me, I could care less. I don't want people to think I'm trying to take advantage. Like, I could care less to go on. He's got a big channel to go on and pick up new subs. Like, that's great. That's great if people want to do that. But I just think it's cool. Like, I just think, like it would be fun. Like, I've watched this guy for years and years, and here I am collabing, And I don't need. I mean, it's great to create a larger channel and some passive income and stuff. That'd be good. But we're set. Like, we don't need it. If I never make another nickel, we're gonna be fine. So, and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I think it would be fun to get on there and pick his brain about fitness and pick his brain about the Bible and pick his brain about homesteading. All of those things I do, right? I do homestead. I do fitness. I do Bible. I do Bible. I just think that would be fun and help to spread the word to other folks. And so I told Catherine when we got off, I was like, I said, I put the ball in his court. I said something, and he responded. He said, yeah. He said something like that. That would be cool. Those are the kind of streams he likes to do, or something like that. It wasn't a confirmed, let's do it Tuesday, nothing like that. So I told Catherine, I said something, the ball's in his court. I will never ask again, just because I'm not that way, and I don't want to seem like I'm badgering somebody, because I really don't care to go on the channel and pick up subs. That's not what this is about for me. So I put the ball in his court. If he wants to do it, I am down. I would love to do that. Get some word out there. Get people excited about the Bible. Get people excited about fitness. Give them some tips, because I know a lot of people are lost in both of those areas. Maybe some people have desires of doing their own homestead and being self-sufficient, and we could help them out there, because both of us are mostly self-sufficient. Anyway, I do still have to go in and get my cookies every once in a while. So yeah. Guys, I don't know if we're going to get this pushed down. Well, 3-minute money flow still looks pretty sad. 6-minute just now getting back into the red. Unless it fakes out, we could come back down. Yeah, we're coming back down. 1-minute money flow trying to curve up, but still pretty thick. We're going to come back. We should come back. We should come take this Asia low. Eon's keeping an eye on Link. Hawborn's trying to work those legs. Salt Chain, Joe, thank you guys. I think I'm okay. I don't know what happened. I probably forgot to change my tampon. Got to go take my Midol. I'll be fine. Hawkborn loves some Chips Ahoy. I love Chips Ahoy. I only eat a bag of Chips Ahoy, I don't know, maybe twice a year. I don't do it very much, but I do love them. Eon says, hope you two can do that. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd really like to do that. Joe says, doomsday bunker full of cookies, and he said, I will be too, man. I will be too. I'm putting on some weight. I was really kind of paranoid, and I still am a little bit. So I had those kidney problems, I guess about a little over a year ago. And I put on 36 pounds in 6 weeks of straight, fluid, pregnant belly. And I kept it for 8 or 9 months. And then as quick as I put it on, it came off. Once I got the kidney the inflammation down, all that stuff. And I've pretty well maintained my weight, which is significantly less than my usual weight. But I've put on 10 pounds, almost 10 pounds in the last few weeks. And it's certainly not muscle. I mean, I've been working out, but you can't put on 10 pounds of muscle in 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm retaining fluid, and my diet's been fine. I haven't changed my diet. We did eat pizza last Friday, but that's not it. We haven't had pizza in months. So I don't know. It's fluid. I'm retaining fluid, and it just... Back in the day, I wouldn't even notice, but it's got me paranoid this kidney stuff's coming back, which I'm sure it's not. Again, it's probably just that time of the month for me, but I don't know. It's such a horrible experience, and I'm not whining. A lot of people have it way worse than I do, but it sucked really bad. I don't want to do it again. I think I need to back off my workouts. I've been working out a little too much. I think that was one of the things the doctor cautioned me against, was working out too much. Sounds like a bad thing to not work out as much, but it's different when you have kidney problems and you're in different stages of kidney failure. You can't put that much stress on your nervous system. So I've been I was doing really well with 2 days on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off. And I got back to like So, I mean, I think I've worked out, gosh, I've probably worked out 14, 15 days straight. I took yesterday off, though. So I've been back to 6 days a week, and then I didn't take any days last week off. We didn't take either one. All right, well, listen, guys, we didn't take either one. I know these aren't major lows. These are just like yesterday lows, but we didn't take either one of these. So I certainly think we'll come back. We got two relatively equal lows here. I certainly think we'll come back into the green shaded box. I posted this earlier in Discord also. A couple things I want to show you while we're waiting. Let's see. USDC, USDT chart. I've been watching this for a couple weeks. It's been flagging out. I've given you this, guys. I've showed you this so many times. If you don't watch this, then that's on you. When this sucker's going up, crypto's going down, period. This on the weekly time frame. So that entire, listen, right here, this peak right here, look what this was. Trace it all the way down to the bottom. Right down there. On the weekly time frame, the week of February 2nd, 2026. Okay. That was where it peaked. Okay. Big run up into that week. Okay. Let's look at bitter corn on the weekly. Let's go to a little more clear chart. Look at that low right there on the weekly. Trace it down to the bottom. Right there. Second week, February, the week of the February 2nd, 2026. So when USDC, USDT ran up, that's when Bitcoin ran down. And since then, Bitcoin has been doing what? Some ups and downs, but trending up, right? And USDC has been doing what? Some ups and downs, but trending down. Now, you bull flagged out and you're headed back up, guys. Probably coming for highs. Same thing you did here. Just what you're doing here. And you haven't broken out yet, but when you do, you're going to get big, fast, aggressive move, just like you did right here. This was this. That break out of the bull flag, that was this right here. And that's coming, guys. That's coming. May take it a couple weeks. It's coming. You can believe it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Need the reaction if we come down. It's like 3 minutes. Should have some 3-minute dips if it comes down now or here pretty quick. If this takes a long time, if this takes a while, this could bleed on down, but it looks like it's wanting to come. I knew you weren't fixing to leave these relatively equal lows behind. Need the reaction, though. See if we still got on 24. Yeah. Hour. Yeah. If you take the low. 12. Yeah. If you take the low. 1. Yeah. This looks good, guys. But looking good doesn't mean it's going to work out. It just looks high probability for a failed bounce trade because ultimately we're coming lower. Anyway, guys, pay attention to that USDC, USDT chart. You should always pay attention. That should be something. If you're a full-time, if you're a pro trader, a full-time trader, or even a casual trader, when you sit down to trade for the day, that should be something you look at every single day. That and the VIX. We'll come back. Let's look at. I had posted this earlier in Discord. Also, I posted the USDC, USDT. I have an alert set here. Don't worry, guys. It's not going to creep by us. So I had posted this. Let me turn these EMAs off. Go to the weekly. No, I got to go to the daily. Sorry. Clean up my scribbles. Oh, gosh. I'm going to have to go back. We're about to take the low. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I know. Make up your mind already, Anthony. Here it goes. Good little reaction so far, guys. Put a 1 in chat if you took this trade. Here, trade getting underwater now. Trade not looking so good. All right, we'll check back. Anyway, so we're looking at the volume on the daily. Let's go back. All right, volume on the daily. So we examined this before, and in past bear markets, you've always gotten 3 big daily volume spikes before the bottom was in, okay? 3, okay? Let's go back here to 2022. All right, see the 3 big daily volume spikes right there? You had the all-time high back here, right? All-time high back here. Let's mark that out. All-time high back there, boom. Then you come down for bear market shenanigans, right? And you get 3 big daily volume spikes. Everything else is pretty low. So these are 3 really obvious volume spikes, right? 1, 2, each of them represent a big drop down or a liquidation spike, right? Boom. Third one meant into the bear market. You got 3, okay? We'll head back to 2018. You had all-time high back here. Boom. So after all-time high, you had 3 big spikes, significantly higher than all the rest of the price action on the screen, right? Significantly higher. You can't count this one right here because this is bull market, right? We're talking bear market, so this doesn't count. We're talking after the high. You had 3. 1, 2, then you kind of just trended down, declining volume, right? And then boom, out of nowhere, you got a big increased volume spike for a capitulation wick. Ooh, guys, we are way up in this trade, guys. We are way up. Boom. Nailed it, guys. Good trade, y'all. Good trade. Let's see, we're up 13% right now. Oh, shoot. I had this on 90X. Dang it. I thought it was on 100X. 90X. Anyway, so look, we had 3 big volume spikes. This is 2018. I just showed you 2022, right? Okay, let's go back. Let's go back in time. Let's rewind. Back to the future. Get in the DeLorean. Let's go. 2014, all-time high, right? Follow me, all-time high. Boom, way up here. What happens after all-time high? Simple, guys. 1, 2, and then you had declining volume here, kind of trending down, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, big third volume spike down, liquidation wick into the bear market, okay? Yeah, I mean, you trended sideways for a while, but the low was in, that was it, bull market on, right? Okay, let's look at today. Had this big drop down lately, right? Let's go look at all-time high, all that good stuff first. It's not get ahead of the game. Horse before the cart. All-time high. Boom. Okay. 2 big volume spikes. 1. Oops. See, big drop down, spike 1, big drop down, spike 2. Getting this big drop down today, spike 3. No, just kidding. No volume spike here. The low is not in, guys. This is not it. We got another big volume spike coming somewhere. I don't know where. It could come today. It could come tomorrow. It could come. You can hem-haw around here. It could come. But eventually, you're going to get that, and you're going to have this big volume spike that comes up, and that's going to be it. It doesn't mean you V-shape out of there, new all-time. I mean, I showed you last cycle. You hem-hawed around here, but eventually, that was it. That was it. That was the bottom. You don't have it, and that's something. That's one of the many things that we had on our list that has always, 100%, always occurred to indicate the bear market bottom. Okay, I know we had the weekly money flow crossover. I know, but that and the RSI bottoming below 30, those are the only two things. We had 10 other things on the list that are also 100% stats that indicate the bottom is in, and only 2 of the 12 have fired off. This is one of the things that's 100% that has not signaled yet. Okay. It's not signaled yet. Good job to those of you guys that took that trade. I'm out. I closed mine, 13% profit. Good job, guys. Freaking 90x. I thought it was on 100. When I said it, I started getting that room spinny thing, and I just did a little draggy thing where you drag it over, and I must have messed up. Salt Chain, if you're at work right now and you could be on the stream, then you could be on trading. Just kidding. Max took it. John took it. Jack took it. Joe Bowers. West Coast took it. I'm out, guys. I'm out. Why am I out? That's the trade we were looking for. We were looking for that trade. Why would I be out already, guys? Because I was looking for that pop. I was looking for that reaction. I was looking for the pop. Because as I told you when we came on stream, ultimately, for many reasons, not just this one, that I'm about to show you again, not just this reason, but when we came on stream, I said Asia trend down, UK reverse to 50%. I expect with that parameter, because this happens, this is how it happens, I expect the US continuation down. However, I could also make 13% on my trade on 90x leverage by a quick liquidity grab of the Asia low, faking everybody out to think that's all they wanted was the Asia low. Now here we go up, only to reverse it back down, which is the ultimate move that I'm expecting. I could be wrong. They could come take the UK high. They could come take the Asia high. If they do, I got a box right there waiting. I will not trade the UK high. I will only trade if we come up here. And we could do it. But this is what I was looking for. And that's it. This was a scalp, grab and go scalp for me. I could have stayed in the trade, though, because I would be hedged. But my short trade that we're up, that's the wrong one. My short trade that we're up $3,500 on is only on 16x leverage. So it wouldn't be a very good hedge if my long trade started going against me at a 90x long. Because when you hedge, it's cool if I'm hedged at 30x short and 30x long, then I'm not losing anything if it goes against me. But when you're 16x short and 90x long and then starts moving down, I'm making profit at a 16x rate on the way down, but losing at a 90x rate. So, yeah, it wouldn't be wise for me to be willing to hold that as a hedge. When you see me do 90x, it's because I am quick grab and go scalp. That's it. I will likely never day or swing trade at 90x leverage. I mean, if I get in a scalp at 100x leverage and I catch a runner, so be it. But it is never my intention. Salt Chain's got headphones in and streaming. Wow, I shouldn't have closed this. Look at this sucker pump. Goodness. I think I got out too soon, y'all. Goodness gracious. Good trade, y'all. Max just now closed. Good job, bro. You made more than I did. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Let's go look at our poll. End poll. Let's see. Question was, which altcoins are you interested in? Solana, 27%. XRP, 18%. Zcash, 18%. Who in the world would be interested in Zcash? Goodness gracious. Other put in chat, 37%. So most of you are not. Most of you are looking at Solana, XRP, and Zcash. If you add those three up, that's like 63%, 2/3 of you. Okay, cool. I'm just curious. You all know what I think about Zcash. I think you're crazy if you're looking at it. I think it is a very good coin. I'm not knocking the coin, but it's at it's literally at like all-time high. Like just, and I don't know, man. Maybe this thing rips out to, maybe it's the next Bitcoin and it goes to 126K, but gosh, how do you buy something at all-time high? Like, how do you buy something at all-time high and expect a 10, 20, 30 extra money? How do you do it? Like, you wouldn't buy Bitcoin at $126,000. I don't think anybody's going to deny whether Bitcoin's a better coin than Zcash. You wouldn't buy it at 126K and expect it to 10x from right there. That cycle, buying Bitcoin at all-time high, 126K, it's going to go to 1.2 million in the next year. Like, nobody would think that, right? It's not going to happen. So I don't understand why people think I'm going to 10x Zcash from right here. No, you're not. No, you're not. Are you smoking crack? This coin is not fixing to 10x its all-time high in one cycle. That's all. Good coin, strong coin, looks damn strong. Not knocking it. Just set your expectations a little more realistic, in my opinion. And I will eat my words if this thing 10x to here from here up to, $5-6 grand. But goodness gracious, Zcash has been around since 2017. That is 9 years, and it's never even come close to that. Not even close. So I don't know why that would change. If anything, I'm on the 10-day time frame. Look at the 2-week time frame, monthly time frame. If anything, gosh, dog, weekly, 10-day, 2-week, 3-week, monthly. If anything, oh gosh, if you bought Zcash, strongly recommend you get rid of it. If you come take this high, you're going to have you some weekly, 2-week, 10-day, monthly, freaking major high time frame bearish divergence, guys. You're going to M pattern this all the way back down. You do not want to be caught holding Zcash at $600 when it comes down to $80. And if you come take this, I'm telling you, and Bitcoin does do what it always has done, which I'm not saying it will, I don't know, which is set your low 1 year from the top, which would be a Q4 low in October, right? Always has. Thus far, nothing's changed. So if it does do that, and that gives Zcash a little time to come do this, you likely will come here. This is major high time frame divergence. Not only that, you would have it hidden too, from here to here. Boom. Boom. Last time you got hidden divergence, you got a 75% pullback on Zcash. 75%. Just saying. Be careful. Like the coin, but you're at all-time high. That might click with some folks who think about buying Bitcoin at 126K. You wouldn't realistically think it's going to $1 million that cycle. You can't expect the same out of Zcash. Whereas there are other much easier 10x opportunities on other altcoins, most likely. Let's see what else folks put in chat. XLM we looked at. Let's go ahead and look at it one more time, see what it's doing, see if it's still pumpaging. Yup. Gosh. Probably fixing to turn it around. This is your spot. You can see clear as day. Boom. 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 Yeah, this is most likely your turnaround spot right here. Right. Good pump though. Really good pump. This is probably all she wrote for XLM though. You even had it back here. You even see you had a little turbulence with it right there. It's hard to see. It's smashed together, but you see a little turbulence right there. This is your spot. I don't think you push up out of this box. So we got the usual suspects, my coins, NOS, Fetch, and World. Joe said hype. Nobody else, I don't think anybody else. Somebody said link, I thought. I know Joe's big on link too. Joe, are you still big on link, or you kind of let that one go, bro? Somebody else said link. I know it wasn't Joe though. Eons said link. I think I got link saved. I used to have link saved. I had link saved. Here it is. Here is link. Let me resave it. I don't know how I got unsaved. So we last looked at link. I can always tell where we last looked at because I always update the value area range. So we last looked at link here on the middle of February. It looks like the last time we updated this. So let's pull this over. I'm going to save this. We're on the weekly time frame. Yeah, guys, you're just, it looks just like the Bitcoin from this area. You're just flagging out here. You're about to head lower. You'll take out this low. You front ran point of control. You can see a little clear front run of point of control. You'll come lower. You got this clear box of support from the last cycle. These are good lows. These are really good lows. So I don't know that you come take this low out. You could. If Bitcoin drops to sub 50K, you will come take this out most likely. But these are good lows, right? What I mean by good lows, they're not poor lows. You had these relatively equal lows. Before you moved up and out, you came and grabbed them, right? If you had not grabbed them and you just moved out, these would be poor lows. I would say you're very likely to come grab those. And you still can. You just don't have to. I can't imagine. Let's pull up. I can't imagine Link has. What in the world? Oh, okay. News. I'm going to look at the circulating supply. I would think that most of Link, if not all, is already out. It's been around forever. All right, so Link has about 700 million coins in circulation, 1 billion total supply. Let's go to old Chatter GPT. It's just quicker for me to ask Chat GPT versus looking up the unlock schedule. What will the circulating supply of Link be in, let's say, October 2029, 4-year cycle, right? That is approximately when you would expect the market to top. I know it topped sooner last time. So they're releasing 7% of supply per year. So 965 million. $965 million. Oops. Last cycle high was December of 24. All right, so circulating supply in December 2024, which is last cycle's high, was 626 million. By the end of next cycle, you're going to be at 965. That is about 300 million more, which is about 50% more. Okay, 50% more. Which means you have to do 50% more than this market cap. Your high market cap there was 1.8 billion. So divided by 2 is 9. You'd have to do 2.7 billion to reach last cycle's high on Link. So to reach up here to $31, you'd have to do 50% more market cap. Okay. You didn't even reach all-time high before. So if you just let me see what that all-time high market cap was. 2.5 billion. 2.5 billion. So you did about 30% less. So not only did you do 30% less market cap last cycle compared to 2021 cycle, you did 30% less. Next cycle, you would have to do more than you've ever done before, even in 2021. That's at 2.4 billion. You have to go to 2.7 just to reach $31. It's just not a good investment to me. Even if you came down here to point of control to the box and you went back to last cycle high, that's only a 300% gain. I mean, 300% is good, but to get there, you have to do 50% more. To get there, you have to do more market cap than you did here because circulating supply has been diluted so much. Does that make sense? So to even get here, you're going to have to do more than it took to get here because you have 50% more coins from here to here. Not now, but by the time you get to next cycle. So most likely, you're just going to set another higher low. You're going to look like that. You're going to look like Algorand. You're going to look just like Algorand. Boom, just like that. The only way this is good to me is if this comes way down in here this cycle. That's it. And even then, it's risky. So you're being weighed down by circulating supply here. And it's an old coin. Y'all know the newer coins are the ones that get all the get all the hype. So you guys keep looking at that circulating supply and your token unlock schedule. You saw how easy I just walked through that? So with the coin market cap, right here, total supply is 1 billion link. That means that's when everything's out there, that's how many coins will be in circulation. Circulating supply is what's out there now. So about 3/4, 75% of it, which means you have about 25% still to come out. Then I asked ChatGPT what the circulating supply will be. Estimated next cycle peak-ish, it told me. Then I went and looked at market cap from the last cycle high, and I just did the math. Circulating supply times price equals market cap. Joe's not quite as excited about Link anymore. I'm not trying to rain on your parade. I just don't want to see you hold a coin that you're expecting like, 10, 15, 20x, and you're probably not even going to get a 3x unless it comes lower than this. If it comes to here, you're going to get a 3 to 4x most likely. And that's if you time the bottom exactly and the top exactly. That's if. And nobody does that. Like if it comes to $5 and you buy at $7, I mean, it's pretty damn close. But that's 50%, 50% of $5 is $250. 5 plus 250, $750. So that means you make 50% less if you time the exact top perfectly. If you miss that by a few dollars, then you could miss 50% on this side too. So then you're missing a complete 1x in there somewhere. Hype. Hype is just so freaking new. I know it's the big thing right now. And I don't want to sound like I'm raining on every coin, but like, is this all there is for hype? It's who knows? It's been around for less than a year. Like you just don't know. You don't know. I know it's the big thing, but you just don't know. I mean, are you going to do this? Or is this like, this is what ICP looked like when it came out, and it was just straight freaking down after that. At one point, ICP's release on some exchanges was like $3,000. On most exchanges, by the time it hit one exchange was like $3,000, I think Binance. But on most exchanges, it got released around $500. And today, ICP's at $2. Oh, I don't know what I'm looking. ICP. I think it was Binance. Yeah, look at this. $3,100 to $2. So you just don't know. It's just too new. Yeah, no, I know. This is what it looks like on most exchanges. Look. That's what it looks like on most exchanges, which actually looks a little more like hype. Looks like it got released. You had a move up here for, 6 months or so. Good little move up. I mean, it's not a bad little move up. Good little move up, 100% move up. All the way up here to $33. All right, good little move. It looks a lot like hype does to $2. And actually, it was like less than $2 a few weeks ago. You just don't know. Hype's too new. Could be great. Hey, Bubby, what are you doing, man? Oh, gosh, I love you too, son. All right, you gotta go. Gotta go. I'll come see you in a minute. You're coming too? Come here. Come here, Harvey. We have too many animals. Bitcoin moving back down, guys. I think we continue down. Came right back into this area, this little resistance zone, rejection. Got the dang green box below. Daily naked. If we're not going to do much today, got the daily naked here. Create another drive of divergence. Take out that daily naked. This might give you a little something. Might give you a little something. Could be a pretty boring day, though. This could just be your range for the day. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to get out of here. Revamp, what's up? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Good trade on the stream, guys. Big trade, made some money. We're up $3,500 on our Babylon trade from up here. It's a good day, guys. Where do we take this trade? Take this trade way up here. We're short from here. And we're short from 81.7K. Still got this trade going. Those are our two short trades, guys. All right, guys. I love you guys. The Lord loves you. We will see you guys next time.